France is officially ending its military presence in Senegal after 65 years. On Thursday, the French army will hand over its last remaining bases to Senegalese authorities, marking the final phase of the 3-month withdrawal process. Roughly 350 French troops who were stationed in the West African country to conduct joint operations with the Senegalese army are set to leave. The move is part of a broader downsizing of French military presence in Africa as more former colonies distance themselves from France's influence.
Hello, my people. Senegal has finally got rid of all the French troops stationed in that country. And Senegal is in West Africa, If you ask me my own opinion about all these foreign troops, that stations in in African countries, in the continent of Africa, I would say to you that if we can get rid of all of them from A to Z, there will be a reduction in conflict in Africa. Because what these people do is that they come, they are wolves in sheep clothing. They come as a way, like, deceive our people, our leaders, that they're going to give you protection. And you give them land, and they station there, and they are bringing all kind of ammunition into Africa. And even as the station in Senegal, their reach is more than Senegal. And sometimes, you can blame them for most of the troubles happening in Africa. You know what I mean? And secondly, I think that if Africa, if the West or China or or Japan or whoever these major countries, if they want to end conflict in Africa, they should put an embargo on arms sales to Africa, the whole Africa countries. They should stop selling arms to the governments, the countries in Africa, because why we have a conflict in Africa, most of them comes with these ammunitions, these weapons that are finding their way in Africa. Like you look at Sudan, and you look at Congo, you look at many places in Africa where there is fighting there. They're not using African-made ammunition to fight there. They're not using local weapons to fight there. Most of their weapons are foreign. You know what I mean? So if they can put an embargo, if they can stop selling these arms, both to government or group of people in Africa, I think the conflict in Africa will definitely disappear. You know what I mean? Because even during the ancient time in Africa, they used to have conflict, but this conflict doesn't escalate because most of the conflict is local, like it's between tribes or different or among the tribes, which they will later settle because there won't be much bloodshed. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when the conflict, when there's more bloodshed in a conflict, the other side, they will not they will not slow down. They want revenge. You know what I mean? But and there's more bloodshed because of these foreign weapons we have in Africa. Because if we allow Africa to produce their own weapon, they will not produce, some of the dangerous weapons we see in Africa today. Even if they're going to produce it, they're not going to mass produce it. Like they will not have technology to mass produce it. You know what I mean? And it's going to take them time. But any ammunition coming into Africa is for the Africans to use it among themselves. To use it and do away with their people, which is bad. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that most of these French francophone countries are getting rid of these French military bases in Africa, because they are there for more than maybe 20 years, to avoid exaggeration. And we still have a lot of conflict going on in Africa. They're not doing anything there. Why are they there? And beside, Africa doesn't have, like, we're not expecting Chinese to come and fight us. Or who are these people even protecting? I think sometimes they're protecting the government in power. Some of them are dictators in Africa. These troops are there to protect them, to keep them going, because they're benefiting from this, from their being there. You know what I mean? These African leaders that do nothing, those foreign troops, they're benefiting from there. And you know that France is one of the worst colonial masters we ever have in this earth. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.